Let's dive into the ultimate castle tour of Westeros, from the smallest to the most epic one. Coming first is the Eyrie, ancient stronghold of House Arryn, laid majestically on the shoulder of the Giant's Lance in the Mountains of the Moon, several thousand feet above the valley floor. Built at an altitude only an Arryn would find sensible, it's like the penthouse suite of Westeros. Although it's the smallest of the great castles, the Eyrie's impregnable defenses make it a fortress that even the winter winds can't touch. Constructed from fine white stone, the Eyrie consists of 7 slender towers closely grouped together, capable of housing up to 500 men. The castle's unique features include the soothing sound of the nearby waterfall, Alyssa's Tears, and the Moon Door, a hatch built into the floor through which people can fall to the floor of the Vale far below. Being thrown through the Moon Door is the preferred method of execution at the Eyrie. The castle is accessed via a treacherous route that begins with the formidable Bloody Gate, which protects the high road leading to the castle. And if you think you might get stuck in one of the Erie's infamous sky cells, don't worry. You'll technically be able to leave any time. These cells have only 3 walls, with the 4th side dropping straight into thin air. It's the kind of open-door policy, but trust me, you're not going anywhere. Pyke, seat of House Greyjoy and home to the Lord Reaper, feels more like a cliff-diving challenge than a castle. Originally built on a single cliff, centuries of erosion have left it spanning 3 islets connected by rickety rope bridges, daring visitors with its height and precarious layout. The 50-acre castle is enclosed by a curtain wall and houses livestock in a rocky, windswept landscape. Its 3 main keeps, the Great Keep with the Seastone Chair, Kitchen Keep, and Bloody Keep, each sit on separate islands linked by narrow walkways. The oldest part, the Sea Tower, is only accessible by 3 shaky bridges, underscoring the isolation and logistical challenges of the Greyjoy. Next, Storm's End stands defiantly on the eastern coast of Westeros, as if challenging the endless storms that batter its massive tower. This fortress has withstood hurricanes, sea surges, and attempted sieges, all thanks to walls so thick you'd think they were trying to keep the sea itself out. According to legend, Storm's End was built by Doran the Godsgrief, who, after losing his family to a violent storm on his wedding night, vowed to defy the gods by constructing an indestructible castle. Rumor has it that Doran didn't just rely on brute force. He wove powerful spells right into the stone itself. And honestly, the design screams no nonsense. 1 huge drum tower, 1 massive curtain wall, and none of the frills you'd find in other castles. Who needs pretty towers when you've got walls that look like they could shrug off a mountain? Moving to Greywater Watch, home of House Reed, is Westeros' answer to a stealth castle, hidden somewhere in the dense, shifting wetlands of the Neck. It supposedly moves through the marshes like a magic trick, making it a stronghold for people who really don't want visitors. Forget GPS. Not even ravens can reliably find this place. House Reed, the resident Cranogmen, are so well camouflaged that finding them is harder than defeating them. They survive off the land with natural resources, blending in with the swamp as if they're part of the ecosystem. Let's head to the southern tip of the 7 Kingdoms to Sunspear, the lively capital of Dorne. The city features a fortified castle and a town primarily made of mud and straw, dominated by the 150-foot spear tower, topped with a shiny steel pinnacle that declares, "I'm the main landmark here." Sunspear has witnessed key events like Aegon's conquest, where Queen Rhaenys Targaryen confronted Princess Miriam Martell. Despite Targaryen efforts, the Dornish maintained their rebellious spirit, notably during the First Dornish War when they abandoned their castles, allowing Aegon I to claim them without resistance. Welcome to the ancestral home of House Tully, Riverrun. It's strategically perched at the confluence of the Tumblestone and Red Fork rivers. This triangular stronghold is bordered by the Tumblestone River to the north, the Red Fork to the south, and a man-made ditch to the west, allowing it to become an island during sieges by filling the moat. Riverrun's steep red sandstone walls rise from the water, featuring battlements and arrow loops. Its moat makes it highly defensible, holding a 200-man garrison with supplies for 2 years. Key features include the Wheel Tower, Watergate, a Great Hall, Godswood with a weirwood tree, sept, dungeons, kennels, stables, and a brew house, because no one wants to defend on an empty stomach. Castle Black is the main stronghold of the Night's Watch, housing the Lord Commander in one of the last 3 operational castles along the wall, located just half a league from the bustling village of Mole's Town. Unlike traditional castles, Castle Black has no walls on its east, west, or south sides. Its only defense is the wall to the north. The stronghold consists of several stone towers, and timber keeps connected by underground tunnels, known as wormwalks, which are crucial during winter when snow piles up. To reach the top of the wall, there's a switchback stair or a large iron cage on a winch that holds up to 10 men. This cage is essential for transporting supplies to a small warming shed, the perfect spot for a hot cocoa break because even the Night's Watch needs to stay warm during winter. Now to the daunting Dreadfort, home of House Bolton in northeastern Westeros. Positioned on the Weeping Water's northern bank, it's strategically located between Hornwood, Last Hearth, and Carhold, ideal for keeping enemies at bay. The Dreadfort's thick stone walls with triangular merlons resemble sharp stone teeth, giving it a gothic look. The dungeons, reached by steep steps, are cold and damp, notorious for their torture chambers and displays of flayed skins. Gruesome reminders of Bolton family tradition. Nestled along the King's Road in the north, Winterfell is the ancestral fortress of House Stark. Legend has it that this mighty castle was built by Brandon the Builder, with a little giant-sized help, of course. Spanning several acres, Winterfell is fortified by two massive walls of gray granite. The outer wall stands tall at 80 feet, while the inner wall towers to a staggering 100 feet, creating a wide moat that says, "No trespassing." Guard turrets line the outer wall, and over 30 watchtowers sit atop the crenellated inner walls. Among its many unique features, the Sacred Godswood stands out, dedicated to the old gods of Westeros. The first keep, believed to be the oldest part of Winterfell, whispers ancient secrets like a castle that's seen too much drama. Winterfell's greenhouse allows the Starks to cultivate food even in the harsh northern climate. Below the castle, extensive underground crypts house the remains of Stark ancestors, ensuring their legacy endures. Highgarden is undoubtedly the most Disney-looking castle in Westeros. Nestled in the heart of the Reach, the richest and most fertile region, it sits atop a picturesque hill overlooking the Mander River, between the Rose Road and Ocean Road. Built by Garth the Gardener, it is famous for its lush gardens and golden roses, with rolling fields that seem to stretch endlessly, straight out of a storybook. These fertile lands make it the central hub for agricultural wealth, allowing the Tyrells to maintain a solid standing army while living the high life. Dragonstone is a formidable fortress, blending strong defenses with resources from its volcanic terrain and Targaryen heritage. Perched on an island with steep rocky shores, it's nearly unassailable by sea. Its volcanic rock walls feature dragon-shaped gargoyles for added intimidation. In Blackwater Bay, Dragonstone enjoys natural defenses, while the active volcano, Dragonmon, provides warmth, minerals, and sustenance. Inside, the painted table once served Aegon the Conqueror for war planning, underscoring its strategic value. Its Valyrian origins add hidden tunnels and robust fortifications, but with dragons as fire-breathing bouncers, who needs extra guards? Introducing the Red Keep, the King's formidable stronghold. Built to protect the Iron Throne, it sits atop Aegon's Hill and King's Landing, overlooking Blackwater Bay. Thick walls with crenellations and iron ramparts provide archers with excellent defense, while 4-foot stone parapets, often displaying traitors' heads on spikes, serve as a stark warning. Massive bronze gates, portcullises, corner forts, and a barbican make entry nearly impossible. Inside, Maegor's Holdfast offers a secure inner keep for the royal family during sieges, complete with secret passageways and trapdoors, crafted by builders who didn't live to tell the tale. Equipped for crises, the Red Keep has granaries, City Watch barracks, stables, the Tower of the Hand for the King's Advisor, and the White Sword Tower for the King's Guard. It's been a stage for major conflicts, from the Dance of the Dragons to Robert's Rebellion and the Mad King's wildfire plot, thankfully foiled by Jaime Lannister. Now come to George R.R. Martin's pick for the strongest castle, Casterly Rock, a massive stone fortress atop a towering cliff by the Sunset Sea, overlooking Lannisport. Spanning 6 miles in length, 2 in width, and rising 2,100 feet, it dwarfs the wall in Old Town's High Tower. Its strategic, isolated location is reinforced by nearby strongholds like Case and Feastfires. Once taken from House Casterly by Lan the Clever, it became the seat of House Lannister. King Loren Lannister's surrender to Aegon the Conqueror ensured the family retained it as Wardens of the West. Tywin Lannister fortified the rock, making it a symbol of Lannister power. Its defenses are nearly impenetrable, with sheer cliffs, sea-carved caverns, and arrow slits, making it a nightmare for attackers. Beneath its grandeur lie gold-filled mine shafts, sustaining the Lannister fortune. Finally, the largest castle in the Seven Kingdoms, Harrenhal, perched on the northern shore of the God's Eye in the Riverlands. Once the grand stronghold of House Hoare, it now resembles a haunted house thanks to dragonfire from Aegon's conquest, turning it into a spooky monument. This colossal castle features 5 towering structures and massive walls that could host an Olympic event. Even Casterly Rock and Winterfell would be like, whoa, chill out. Harrenhal covers 3 times the ground of Winterfell and has the largest chamber in Westeros, even bigger than the Red Keep's throne room. Though it was chosen for the Great Council of 101 AC, today it's mostly a space for echoes and dust bunnies. With stables for 1,000 horses and kitchens as large as Winterfell's Great Hall, it has potential. If only someone would move in! And that's the end of today's tour. Come back next time for more Westeros' landmarks.